Hey girls, I am back. So we just got done touching on concealer and evening out our skin tone, getting rid of our little fronds that are on our face, and just really getting rid of the bags underneath our eyes. So I kind of discussed with you guys about how I use the color that matches my face to conceal any blemishes or imperfection on my skin, and then I use a lighter concealer to highlight. So I'm going to show you guys that in a moment, but I wanted to discuss the other options that we do have for foundation. So we have our Touch liquid foundation, which is a liquid foundation and it dries to a powder. It comes in a little dropper and only a few drops will do the job. We also have a cream foundation for us girls that are a little bit more dry skinned. It comes in a compact with a sponge applicator. All of our compacts come with a little door so that your sponge isn't actually sitting in there and getting bacteria in your product. And then it's just a nice cream foundation. It's got a little bit better coverage than, that's one of my favorite products, but this is for us dry skin girls. So this is called BB Flawless. It's a tinted moisturizer. It's got a light to medium coverage. A lot of people actually mix this with a little bit of concealer in that form or the powder form, and we call it the BB Brew. So you can mix those two together. It's going to leave you with a dewy finish, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. We also carry it in multiple shades, so you can actually use it to highlight and contour with a cream so that you're not putting powder. A lot of people don't like to put a powder product on their face, especially if they have really dry skin. Also, all of our foundations, besides the BB cream, come in 13 different shades. So we have a wide variety from very light to darker skin complexions. And so we can really have something for everyone. And since they're mineral based, some people can actually wear like 2 to 3 different shades, which is really cool. So if you need help color matching, I can definitely help you. I've got a quick little quiz you can take, and then if you send me some naked face pictures in natural lighting, I can get you all hooked up. So always, always, always use a primer before you apply your makeup. In our last video, I just did that. I've concealed my face, and now I'm going to go onto the cream, or onto foundation. So, side number 1, and actually another foundation that we consider a foundation, is our pressed powder. It's going to give you a very full coverage. So like if you didn't have super dry skin like I do, you could actually just go with a concealer, use a pressed powder, and get a very full coverage on your skin. And all of our products are very gentle. So if you do have sensitive skin, you don't have to worry because it's not going to irritate you. So on one side of my face, I'm actually going to use our cream foundation because I do have drier skin. And I'm just going to show you that coverage. And on the other side, I'm going to show you guys the BB Brew. So you just go in there with your little pad. You can use a brush, a foundation brush, or a blending bud, or whatever you'd like. But I prefer just to use this. And make sure you guys are always washing your brushes or whatever tools you put your makeup on with. One of the biggest causes of acne or stuff like that is not cleaning your tools that you put your makeup on with, and then you're just putting the bacteria straight back in your face. So make sure you're cleaning your brushes. We're going to touch on that in a couple days, maybe even today. But trying to make some videos and get you guys all caught up. So this side, this is the cream foundation. It's not going to be a powder finish. It's just going to give you like a more medium, but it is buildable like the others. I love this foundation. It feels so soft and velvety on my skin. And even though I do have dry skin, I like to always set my makeup. So you could set it with the mineral concealer, or you could set it with a pressed powder. I kind of go back and forth, and I've really been loving the mineral concealer to highlight underneath my brow bone or like set my under eye area, and I'll show you guys why in a moment. So then I would go on to use the BB Brew. So I use BB Flawless in Honey. So say you're Taffeta, which is probably my shade right now, Taffeta. I'm going to take a little bit of the BB Flawless on the back of my hand, and I'm going to show you with a little bit of the Skin Perfecting Concealer. I know we already have concealer on our face, but this is just going to add a little bit more coverage because it is a lighter coverage. Going to add a little bit more coverage. So just going to add a little dab on there. And I'm going to mix it together with just the back of one of my makeup brushes. You can use your blending bud, whatever you want to do. And then I just wipe the excess off on my face. And the cool thing about this is if you're a busy mom on the go or in a hurry, you can totally apply it just with your hands. I typically don't do it this way, but I'm just showing you guys how easy this really is to apply. You can just use it, and it's a tinted moisturizer. I typically use a blending mud to apply mine. And always make sure you take it down your neck so it all matches. And do you guys see it's giving me that dewier, glowy finish? So I actually am used to putting it on my whole face, and that's about the amount I put on my hand. So, do you see how this side isn't dewy and this side is more dewy? And it will calm down some. It's not going to be quite that shiny when you're all done, but it's going to give you a brighter, more hydrated look. Some of the girls are actually using it underneath some of their foundation as kind of a primer, or putting this then their primer. So there's so many ways to use it. I'm just going to use the rest of this on this side so I'm not wasting it, to show you guys how awesome this makes your skin look. Like I said, I'm aging, and any bit of moisture I can get in my skin, especially during these dry months, I'm all about it. Okay, so we've got our BB Brew on. So, looks pretty good, right? Covers up all my problem areas that I had. It's evened out my skin tone. It's really helped with my bags, but I still feel like I want to be a little bit more highlighted. So this is where that lighter concealer comes in. So this is the lightest one, Scarlet. What you can actually do is typically take like 2 shades darker than your natural color that you would use for your foundation. I just use the lightest one because I really like to go warm my face back up with bronzers and blush. But it's all personal preference. That's the fun thing about makeup, you guys. Have fun with it. Do what makes you feel good. You don't have to do what everyone else does. Do what you want to do. So I always use the little grain size amount, and I let it warm up to my hand. You don't have to do the step that I did underneath if you don't want to. It's a personal preference. You can put your concealer over your foundation or underneath. It's all up to you. That's the fun part. But I'm just going to show you guys on one side what this concealer, when you use a lighter shade, will really do for your skin. And now you have to remember, I do go back in and I warm my skin back up with bronzer and blush. So it's going to make me look fairly pale to start off with, but it's really going to brighten up underneath my eyes. It's going to conceal those bags. And if you let your concealer warm up to your skin, you can actually use a fluffy brush to blend this out. I love it. It's amazing. Put a little bit here, down the center of your nose, and right in this area. I got a lot on this side, so we'll just do it here. I don't do a ton up here. I just do a little bit, and I just do a little bit down the center of my nose. Makeup doesn't have to be difficult, you guys, and it's all about playing and finding out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. Everyone's got a different preference. So let that warm up to your skin for a moment, but for time's sake, I'm just going to blend it in and just show you guys how much more awake my eyes are going to look. I tend to not sleep very well. I work at night and when I DJ, so I have bags and circles under my eyes a lot. But you guys already see like how much more awake this side of my face is. I should have left this side bare. You guys would have really noticed. It just makes me look more awake and gives me the appearance of having slept. Maybe I should just try to sleep. That would be a great idea. So, there is the concealer. Do you guys just see how much more awake my face looks? And here is when this mineral concealer would come in, okay? You can take the mineral concealer on just like a small fluffy brush, and it's hard to see in this lighting, but it's got a grate in there, and it's loose powder. So you're going to take a fluffy brush. Let me find one that doesn't have product on it, which is my non-Younique one, but all my Younique brushes get used like crazy. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to lightly set underneath my eye just for setting that concealer in. It's going to make it not crease, or you can use your beauty blender. You can dip it in. I know a lot of you see baking. It's going to keep your under eye from creasing, and it's just going to give you that extra insurance that you are going to stay concealed all day long. So I just kind of put that wherever I used my highlight and just dab it, pat it in, and it's going to really make those pores appear flawless skin coverage. It's gorgeous. So this color I'm using is Fresh. It's the lightest shade because I want those under eye areas to stay more of a translucent. But little sneak peek, you guys, on March 1st, we are coming out with an actual translucent setting powder. So stay tuned for that. We're coming out with highlighters and all kinds of good stuff that I haven't told anyone. You guys are the first ones to hear it from my mouth. I've been keeping it a secret because I want it to be so exciting. But since the girls in my VIP group or the girls in my parties are getting to know all the goods first. So be on the lookout for that. We've got cream highlighters coming out. We've got stick highlighters coming out. We've got powder highlighters coming out. Brow kits, you guys, that are amazing. Anyways, you guys, so that is my little tutorial. I might come back in a little bit after, maybe probably later on today, and I will do a demo of the Touch liquid foundation. I didn't do it just now because I grabbed cashmere and it's really dark on my face right now. So this side I use the BB Flawless, this side I use the cream, and I just touched up underneath my eyes with the Skin Perfecting Concealer in Scarlet. So I think my skin looks pretty good for $39. I don't know. I'm not mad at it. But an extra little step you guys can always take if you would like a little bit more insurance on your makeup is you can set it with a pressed powder. And I just like to dab it in. You can do it now if you're not going to like do too much to your face. Or if you're going to use blush and bronzer, I would usually probably wait till my blush and bronzer are on. And then I would just use this to kind of blend everything together. But this is just going to ensure that your makeup stays in place, doesn't go anywhere, especially if you have more of an oily skin. You're going to want to make sure that you set your makeup so it's a flawless coverage all day long. All right, ladies, that is my foundation. And let me know if you guys have any comments or need help color matching. Like I said, ask questions below. Your hostess's link is up above. And I hope you guys are having a great day. And I will see you on the next video.